It's April 14th, Tuesday, around 7:43 p.m. And I want to talk about MailArt. Well, this is my workspace at the moment, and this is where I make MailArt. And I'm going to show you some stuff and tell you some stuff and see if it makes any sense, which hopefully it does, and hopefully it doesn't, because one of the best parts of MailArt is that it doesn't make any sense. Any sense in the traditional way of meaning or metaphor or explicit concept. I mean, look at this piece of fun fur that someone sent to me. What does that mean? What it meant to me was happiness and surprise and color and strangeness and surreality and awkwardness and fun. One of the first things I remember was that sometime in elementary school, maybe I was 10 or 11, third grade, fourth grade, who knows. The teacher told my class this story about how the U.S. Postal Service would have to deliver anything, no matter what, as long as it had the right postage on it. It was something to do with the IRS and angry taxpayers sending in their checks on bricks or large pieces of wood, and that it would work as long as it had their account number and as long as it had the right postage. And the only real part I remember was that the post office promised to deliver it if you had the right postage. I thought this was magic. Not the tax-paying drama part, but the Postal Service's agreement to deliver anything as long as it's paid for. I thought that was just really cool. So what are you looking at? You're looking at magazines, books, fun fur, glue stick, white glue, masking tape, flare pens, a book about Africa from elementary school, Philip Taft postcards from Luring Augustine, an old art history book, a decorating book from Better Homes and Gardens, some quote-unquote Mexican lottery tickets, some Sesame Street stamps. Well, actually, not the stamps, but the stickers that were left over after you use all the stamps, X-Acto knife, mail as art with a capital A. I don't really remember the first time I learned about it as an art form. I always liked getting mail, and I assumed other people did too. So I started sending extra postcards when on vacation with my family. And then I started sending postcards from home when I wasn't on vacation, just to send postcards. Eventually, probably high school art history or maybe undergrad, I learned about Ray Johnson and Yoko Ono and George Masiunas. Of course, they became my idols, my Fluxus idols, because mail art was cheap, easy, and inexpensive to distribute. I call it little d democratic because potentially everyone or anyone could participate. And most importantly, no judgments. No critics or dealers involved. I could control the artwork from creation to reception. I think me here in the studio being able to put things together and send it off into space and just have it arrive or hope it arrives. Maybe it doesn't even matter if it arrives sometimes, but it does matter if it arrives as a present. It's a gift. It's something I can't really name, but it's outside of any sort of gallery system or museum system or art system. It's my own system. It's my friends. It's my relatives. It's contacts. It's people I'm fans of, other artists that I just want to hunt down and give them things. And it's cheap, so there's no guilt. Hopefully not. I said cheap, but I should clarify. It's at least 55 cents or one forever stamp for a card, not counting a tiny 4x6 one. Anything you make that's interesting. And I spend an average of $3 or $4 to send a towel or a frisbee or something much more unconventional. And well, let's just say at tax season, my expenses at the post office are significant. My favorite things to send are collages. Well, actually, my favorite things to send are objects that can be transformed into cards but don't start out that way. Empty puzzle boxes, book covers ripped from the spine, cookie tin lids, frisbees, old 45 records, Star Wars toy packaging. Cut, paste, add, subtract, Mod Podge, decoupage, chip, clip, snip, dip. Rhyming sounds fun, and making mail art is definitely fun. Just make sure to leave a place for an easy to read address and for the stamps. A couple of bonus tips. Use glue stick to make sure your stamps stick to whatever surface your final piece is, if it's something not porous. Also, use good stamps. Right now, I'm loving the lenticular T-Rex stamps. They're my current favorite, but you can use old stamps too, as long as they haven't been postmarked. You can buy them online or at a great store called Champion Stamp on 54th Street in. And also, don't forget to put a return address. You'd be shocked how many times the post office has returned something to me as undeliverable, even though I would have guessed that they would have just thrown it away. But you never know. They won't read it. They won't be able to read the address, and they'll return it to you, and you can try again.